Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I had a friend coming over today to pick up some Juvenile Newts, so I figured I'd make another video on that. I have a few in here that I missed last time in the last video when I was moving them to their grow-out tank, but so I'm just going to grab a few of them from there, but I figured this would be a good chance to take another opportunity and make a video about these twin 29-gallon newt tanks that I have here. So these two tanks both house Chinese firebelly newts, or blue-tail firebelly newts. I don't know the scientific name. I can't say it. I'll put it in the description. So these tanks are set up basically the same. It's a sponge filter. There's two shop lights on top. They are 24 watt equivalent, 65K, just CFL bulbs in a regular clamp-on light. They're on a 4 hours on, 5 hours off, 4 hours on schedule. These are dirted tanks, so there's soil underneath the sand in here. A very small layer, like maybe 1/4 of an inch. It's just garden soil that I collected from my backyard, nothing special. I didn't do anything special for it. I just put it in there underneath, put it in there first, about a layer, as I said, about maybe not even 1/4 of an inch, and then put the sand on top of it, let the tank cycle, and then added the fish, or in this case, newts. So these tanks have been set up here in this particular spot since April of 2019, so a little bit over a year now. People tend to kind of say that dirted tanks have a bit of a shelf life, but I think in general tanks have a bit of a shelf life. I mean, at a certain point, the plants are going to eat up all the nutrients, and it's going to slow down. So that does happen, but it takes quite a while, depending upon, I guess, how fast you're trying to get the plants to grow. These ones, you can see a bit of a difference in the growth here. That's because in this tank on the right, these guys lay way more eggs and they're way more hard on the plants. I'm assuming since these ones are juveniles and have only just started laying eggs, that they'll eventually be as hard. I mean, you can see the crypts aren't very big. They love to lay their eggs on the crypts, and they roll the leaves over and crimp them, and then the leaves die. So that's part of why the crypts are really struggling in there, and then that's also part of why all the Bacoa is just missing like a bunch of leaves on certain sections, because they roll up the leaves and lay their eggs in there. But anyway, I would expect these to last at least 5 years or so without any real intervention from me. The newts also poop a lot, so that's gonna leave a lot of stuff in there. I have very successfully run a planted tank with the newts with just gravel substrate, inert gravel substrate, and plants. So they definitely create enough waste that it's not a problem. So a friend of mine is coming over today to pick up some baby newts, and since I had some in here in the adult tank still, I figured I'd make a little video of them. Alright, so everyone's all riled up in here because I just caught a couple of the babies. There's still a few in here. You can see this juvenile over here. let's take a look. I have this little styrofoam thing that was for the frozen food. But there you go. So I got them in there with some guppy grass to give to my friend who's coming over here for their adventure to their new home. So I figured I'd go over a little bit of basic care that I do for these newts here. Honestly, I don't do very special. I just do water changes like regular fish, and as you can see here, I feed them bloodworms. I feed them usually about, it depends if they're being active. Like right now it's the summer, so there's no heater or anything in this tank, so it's room temperature all the time. So it's about between 75 and 78 degrees in this room, usually in the summer now. In the winter it'll get down to around 63, 65, something like that. So in the winter I can feed them quite a bit less, like about once a week. Whereas now in the summer I'll usually feed them about 3 times a week, so usually Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. People often ask me how you can tell the sexes apart. So this one is a female. You can see the tail is just kind of long and isn't iridescently blue. So we'll take a look now over here at the male, and you can see his tail is very blue in a different shape. And people ask a lot of the time, how do I get them to breed? I don't really do anything in particular. I think the temperature changes in here that happen gradually over the season have a lot to do with it. And then I think just how I respond by feeding them more also encourages them. I'll feed the bloodworms, but then I'll also feed, when they start getting more active, I'll feed more live food, so black worms in particular, and also brine shrimp. Well, that's it for my overview on my newts and a little bit about the care and my rehoming efforts today. I hope you enjoyed that. If you like it, please like and subscribe, and I'll leave you here with some more bee footage of the newts.